Yo, what's up guys? How's everyone doing tonight? Hope everyone's doing good. It is so good to see y'all again here at Chimera Games. Thank God it is Friday, y'all. That's all I gotta say. Whew. TGIF. TGIF. Hey, Godzilla, what's good? How you doing, fam? Let's see here. Okay. Alrighty. Perfection. Sorry for the brief delay there. I was just adjusting a few things there. Had a couple of settings still tweaked to back from last week when I was like sick and everything. So I just wanted to make sure all the audio was all good before we went any further here. Week's been pretty good so far. That's good. That's good. I saw, by the way, I saw on your Instagram, I saw your psychophage. I think you saw my comment too, but I just wanted to say, looks freaking sick. Looks so freaking good. I was very excited to see that. You did a great job on that model, man. For real, for real. Also, no problem. Also, I realized I was going back through the VOD from last week, and I realized I totally missed your Ligmatur joke. I totally missed when you typed, I totally missed the punchline in the chat. I don't know how I managed to miss that. I just completely did. So sorry about that. Rest assured, your Ligma joke did not fall flat. I just completely freaking missed it. So there you go. There it is. If you don't mind, when others like pop in here in a little bit, I'm gonna show off your I'm gonna go on Instagram, you know how I do, and I'm gonna show off your psychophage model a little bit, be like, hey y'all, look at what Godzilla did. So just be prepared in case you have to prepare yourself for that. Let's see here. Go ahead. Sounds good. Sounds good. I'll remember to do that for sure once we get more friends in here. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it's already been a week. This week is low-key felt like it sort of flew by to me. Like, I just blinked and all of a sudden we're back at Friday again. It almost feels like I didn't even go to work this week, even though I definitely did. Oh boy, did I ever go to work this week. Oh man. But that's why I'm extra super special glad that it is now the weekend. So there we go. I'll turn our lamp light down just a little bit here. That way we don't get that much of a glare bouncing off of us or anything like that. Okay, yeah, that looks so good. Yeah, it did feel so fast, right? Like, whew. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this whole summer has really flown by. Like, I moved into this apartment at the beginning, no, not at the beginning, in the middle of May. And like, that means it's literally almost been 3 months. Like, in what, 4 more days, it'll officially be like 3 days until not 3 days, 4 days. 4 days ever since sorry, what am I saying? In 4 days it'll be 3 months ever since I moved into this apartment. 449 likes. Is that how many likes you got on your psychophage post? Hold on, let me double check that. Wait, look at that. Oh, I can't see your like. Are you talking about on your psychophage post, right? Because you got your like count hidden, so I can't see it. But is that how many likes you got on this vid? Wait, what? 449 likes? Hold on, you're kidding. Wait, what the heck? Hey, Flux, what's good, bro? Good to see you. Good to see you. Wait, I'm so confused, Godzilla. Where are you seeing 449 likes? Hold on. What the heck? That's got to be a glitch or something, because trust me, we do not have 449 likes on this stream. I wish. Yeah, wait, what up, Jordan? What's good, bro? Oh wait, aren't you two on this stream? Wait, that's freaking crazy. Okay, I'm gonna look into that and figure out why exactly it is you're seeing that. But it was good, y'all. It was good. Thanks for hopping on stream tonight. Jordan Flux, how is Chicago, by the way? That is so bizarre. Cause I'm only seeing one like on the stream, at least when I look at YouTube on I'm looking at the stream on my phone right now. I'm not seeing oh, maybe my YouTube is having a maybe it is, I don't know. But hey, I mean, or maybe your YouTube is psychic. Maybe it's foretelling the future of the stream. Maybe the stream is destined to get 449 likes. I don't know. But you guys are certainly in control of that. Speaking of, of course, before we go any further, gotta take care of some business. So, first and foremost, I just realized I actually turned my lamp way too low, so let me turn that back up. Yeah, we can hope, we can hope. And speaking of, you guys, thank you so much for, of course, stopping by, as always. If you're new here, welcome to Chimera Games. My name is Christian. You can also call me Chimera, whichever one flows off the fingers fastest. Boom, there you go. Thank you so much for tuning into the stream. If you like what you see here today, don't forget to hit the subscribe button while you're here chilling out with us, and hit that notification bell too. That way you know exactly when we go live, which is every Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on youtube.com/Chimera Games. If you like what you saw here tonight too, don't forget to also leave a like too, because that of course greatly helps out the channel, helps the channel with getting more exposure, helps us with growth. Which, speaking of growth, y'all look at that progress bar. Look at that progress bar. Boom, 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 boom. We are at 97 out of 100 subscribers, you guys. If we can literally just get 3 more subscribers here in the chat tonight, or just in general, then we will have reached our first official Chimera Games subscriber goal. I'm gonna stop doing that accent now because that's fucking horrible. But you guys, I am so excited because we are super duper close to hitting our very first goal of 100 subscribers. So if you have a friend, if you have a brother, if you have a mother, etc., who has not yet subscribed to youtube.com/@Chimera Games, we only need 3 more of them, y'all. 3 more of them, and we're golden. So yeah, get excited about that. And then as soon as we hit 100 subscribers, it'll be Pajama Sam time. I'm pretty sure everyone here saw on Instagram my little announcement I made the other day, but just in case you didn't, I'll say it here too. I've decided that based on our conversation from last week, that our first game that we're going to end up playing here on Chimera Games is going to end up being Pajama Sam. Specifically, we are going to play Pajama Sam, No Need to Hide When It's Dark Outside, which personally growing up was my favorite Pajama Sam game. So that should be a pretty good time. Flux says Chicago's great. We chilling on my rooftop with Lou right now. Hey, what up, Lou? Nice. How's the view up there? I'm sure you got a nice view. It looks like, based on like the pictures you usually send like on like Insta and stuff, looks like it's pretty cool. Your view, I imagine, it's pretty nice. Chicago itself is a very picturesque city too, especially with like the river and everything. I want to go one day. I've literally never been before. Godzilla It says, let's go. Yeah, get excited, man. Get excited. Gonna be hitting up ye old Pajama Sam. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun. I'm actually really looking forward to it. I literally have not played that game in like 18 years. Right, it was good. Isaiah Keys, welcome back. Thank you for stopping in, fam. Happy to see you as always. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's been like 18, maybe like, dare I say, 20 years. Oh, I see the picture you sent. Oh yeah, that's a gorgeous view. Wowie. Yeah, it's been, might as well just say 20 years ever since I last played Pajama Sam. And it's weird to say, quite frankly, that I can, it's hard to think that I can, you know, say it's been 20 years since I've done anything, really. God, time is something else, you guys. Aging is something else, too. What do I know about aging? I'm fucking 23. Anyway, point is, Pajama Sam, coming soon to a Chimera Games YouTube channel near you. As soon as we hit 100 subscribers. So what I'm thinking then is, you know, depending on the timing of when exactly we hit 100 subs, I think based on our current pace, I think we can get there by like next Wednesday. So like this coming Wednesday, I think we'll get there. Wednesday is usually the day I make like the reminder posts on like Instagram and whatnot about stream and such. And so if we can hit 100 by Wednesday, then next week's stream, a week from today, will be Pajama Sam. If not, then it'll be the stream after Pajama Sam. And we'll roll like that. I think, and that should get us in a pretty good position to hit our goals, have some fun, as always, here on youtube.com/ChimeraGames. I'm trying to think, do I have any other important announcements? Any important announcements about the channel, anything like that? No, I don't think so. Let's see. Have my notes here on my phone. I'm pretty sure I covered everything, though. Oh, you know, we're very close to 750 followers on the TikTok, too, which I'm pretty excited about. My plan going forward is once I hit 1,000 followers on TikTok, we're gonna see how this works. We're gonna start trying to stream simultaneously to both YouTube and to TikTok just to see how that goes. So keep an ear open and an eye open for future announcements about that, because TikTok Live is something I've been wanting to play around with for a while. So yeah, that's definitely going to be something we try out in the near future. And speaking of TikTok, I mean, all of y'all here have definitely seen them already, but for those of you who are maybe not in the chat right now, maybe just lurking, if you're new here, if you're looking for all my social media, where to follow me at, all the links are down in the description below. My TikTok, my Instagram, my Twitter, all that can be found right down in the description. I realized last week, y'all, my Instagram link was broken because I was able to change my username finally. So that was my old Instagram link, not my current one. Sorry about that. That has now been fixed. Shout outs to those of y'all who pointed that out to me offline after stream last week. Appreciate the heads up on that front, y'all. Appreciate y'all looking out for me, looking out for the channel. So yeah, that's all I got in terms of announcements and stuff. Trying to think. Let's just let's get to work here while we chat a little bit, y'all, and hang out with each other and enjoy each other's company, just like we always do every Friday night. Gonna turn up the lamp a little bit because I see we are a little darker than what would be ideal. Okay, there we go. All right, perfection. As you can see, the cutting mat is still just as messy as we left it last week, but that is okay. That is okay. Gonna just adjust the microphone here. Maybe turn up the gain just a little bit. Okay, mic check, mic check. There we go. I'm actually gonna turn down the microphone just a little bit. Just a little bit. Y'all can hear me all right, yeah? You are good? Perfect. Thank you, Godzilla Ned. All right, cool. So, catch us up to speed to where we left off, from where we left off last time. So, we started testing out our colors on the Sacresant Superior, the squad leader, basically right here. And so far, so good. I think I'm really starting to like how this is turning out thus far. I will say the white isn't quite turning out how I had hoped, but it's okay. We're gonna take steps to sort of get it closer, a bit closer to where we basically originally intended for it to be here in a little bit. But for now, I think what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the other sisters and start laying down some base coats on top of all of them. And we're just going to do it in our usual batch painting style too, just so we can, you know, start cutting through the squad and making some decent progress. So let me just get this one sister mounted onto the paint handle, and then let me find my brush. Again, a quick reminder about speed paint effectiveness. So speed paints are most effective when you use like slightly bigger brushes, you know, more medium to large size brushes like this one, for example. This is a Wargamer Monster brush from the Army Painter. This brush I find is really nice for using with speed paints, but also like helping you to maintain precision if you're a little less confident in like your paint precision, your painting precision. So yeah, I really like this one. I like this one a lot for using my speed paints, basically, is what I'm getting at. Lionels are easy, not gonna lie. You talk about Lionels from Tears of the Kingdom, Godzilla Nerd? Yeah, honestly, they are actually a lot easier. Like once you get the hang of their attack patterns and stuff, they do actually become pretty simple to fight. Although I will say, the first time I saw a white Lionel, and back when I first played like Breath of the Wild, oh, I was freaking terrified. They're certainly not to be trifled with, to a point. I think. All right, let me shake up our paint here. There we go. Yeah, I agree. They're not quite as scary as Nintendo want to make them out to be, though, for sure. I gotta get back into Tears of the Kingdom. I gotta get back on it. I've let myself become distracted by other games here this week, or over the last couple of weeks since I last played. What am I playing right now? I went back to one of my favorite video games of all time recently, which is Borderlands 2, doing a true Vault Hunter mode run on Gage the Necromancer in that game, because she's my favorite character. I've literally played through that game like at least 20 times at this point. Not 20 times, maybe like closer to like 15 times at this point. So what, 3 runs on 5 characters? Yeah, 3 runs on 5 characters, yeah, so yeah, I've played that game a lot. I just got the itch to start playing it again, so I started doing that. I've also started playing Hades again, if you're familiar with that. Y'all, Hades, love that game so much. I had only put like a few hours into it before I stopped playing it more frequently, because I had gotten it around Christmas time, this past Christmas. I still have yet to get my first clear of that game, but I'm very much looking forward to the day where I do. I've been able to make it consistently, very consistently, to the final boss here lately, just having a hard time sort of closing the deal, so to speak, you know. So hopefully we get a grip on that here eventually. And then finally, this week, I decided to take a risk, take a chance, make a change and make a way. And I decided to purchase Baldur's Gate 3. And let me tell y'all something. That game is so fun. I adore that game. I usually am not like a big CRPG person, because CRPGs in the past that I've tried were honestly for me a little too complicated and too complex. But this one, especially because it's Dungeons and Dragons, right? And so like that's a game system that I'm very familiar with personally, because like I play Dungeons and Dragons with my friends all the time, right? Even have DM'd in the past too. So yeah, Baldur's Gate 3, low key. And there's like I know there's pretty big debate going on right now online about this, especially on Twitter, but low key, if any game has a chance to potentially yoink Tears Game of the Year away from Tears of the Kingdom, honestly, it's that one. It is that one. And I wouldn't even be mad. I think both games deserve Game of the Year. I think it's going to be a very interesting competition once the Game Awards roll around again next year for sure. But yeah, like I literally, like, I know people make jokes all the time about like RPGs where you have a customizable player character and like spending like, you know, an hour or two inside of the character customizer, you know, just because it's like, oh, it's that good. But like this is the first time, Baldur's Gate 3 is literally the first time ever that I've actually like experienced that for myself. Tears of the King, I agree with you, Godzilla. I do think that Tears of the Kingdom will still probably win, just because Tears of the Kingdom has one key ingredient that Baldur's Gate 3 I don't think will ever quite get, which is the mass appeal and the brand name recognition of, you know, the Legend of Zelda franchise. Not saying that that's the only reason why Tears of the Kingdom deserves the title, not at all, but I'm saying certainly more people will have played Tears of the Kingdom than Baldur's Gate 3 by the time the Game Awards roll back around, I think. And you know, that's totally fine. I mean, ultimately at the end of the day, we have to consider the fact that Tears of the Kingdom is a much more accessible game than Baldur's Gate 3. more people own Switches than probably own machines that can run Baldur's Gate 3 to begin with. So like, let's start there with the conversation, I think, right? But also too, like, CRPGs, they're not everyone's cup of tea. That genre itself still sort of lacks like the sort of general appeal that an action-based RPG like Tears of the Kingdom really commands. And in fact, like that's what kept me away from CRPGs myself for a while, is just how slow they can be. But now that I'm at a point in my life now though where like I kind of want to explore games that do take things more slowly and sort of do demand a different type of thinking from you. I don't want to say more thinking, because Tears of the Kingdom, you spend any amount of time on that game and right away that game demands a lot of creativity and ingenuity to learn how to like play really well. And so does Baldur's Gate 3, but it's a little bit different. It's just slightly different if I had to argue, right? But yeah, I can definitely see the title still going to Tears of the Kingdom, Godzilla Knit for sure. And personally, if it does, I will still be very, very happy with that eventuality. Because that game definitely does deserve the title for sure. It is so fun, and it's so funny how like they were able to breathe, in my opinion, so much new life into quite literally the exact same game world that we have known for the last, oh my god, 6 years. That's crazy. I didn't even realize until I was about to say that sentence that Breath of the Wild is really that old at this point. I still remember the day I got that game like it was yesterday. Yeah, I adore Tears of the Kingdom so much, and I adore Baldur's Gate 3 as well, and I think both games certainly have their merits. And personally, I'm very excited that the Game of the Year contender, like the Game of the Year contest, isn't so clear cut this year, because I low-key feel like it has been like pretty like cut and dry over the last, like, I want to say 3 years. I want to say the last time it was like kind of like a dead heat low-key until like the very last second. I feel like it was like the 2019 Game of the Year awards when like the God of War remake, God of War 2018 won. I gotta look back though at previous years Game of the Year nominees, honestly though, and like check that and see what actually has been like up for, because like low-key I forgot about this year's nominations already, even though the Game Awards were not that long ago. I'm gonna take a minute to look at that as soon as I finish laying down this white right here. But yeah, Baldur's Gate 3, been having a lot of fun with it. Sat down literally to play it for the first time yesterday, right after I got off of work, and I played for 4 straight hours. And ironically enough, did not, maybe not ironically enough, but as is to be expected with these sorts of games, 4 hours did not get a lot done, because we got sidetracked, and then like obviously like it's a game, like again you gotta sort of take your time, you know what I'm saying? Let's see, only 4 hours. Only 4 hours, yeah, I know, rookie numbers, I gotta pump those numbers up, don't I? Yeah. Only 4 hours. Let's see here. Alright, that's that one, and then let me see. Let's see. Low-key, what were the Game of the Year awards 20 Game of the Year. Let's see. So the, oh wait, hold on. July 21st, 2023. Hey, Flacco, what's good? Good to see you. Good to see you. We're just getting some painting done here tonight. We're also discussing what we think, you know, some early game of the year nominations are. Bro, when you come into Chicago, I don't have much time left in the city. Good question. How much time do you have left in the city? Oh, right, duh, Elden Ring won. Of course, Elden Ring won. Let's see. Where is the... I need the nominees, though. Game of the Year. Oh, wow, okay, so actually this was low-key... Well, it was, I wouldn't say it's a stacked category, but it definitely had... It had some pretty big Elden Ring had some pretty big competition between God of War Ragnarok and Stray, because I know a lot of people who really adored Stray. And then there was Horizon Forbidden West and Vampire Survivors. I know a lot of people didn't really like Horizon Forbidden West, though. Like, that was fine, but a lot of people thought like the first game, Zero Dawn, was better. So like, I don't know. Maybe it was really like, you can argue that it was like a kind of a dead heat between God of War Ragnarok and Elden Ring, but yeah. But the two of them racked up a lot of the awards, though. It was like, you know, it's like, what, looking at this list, it's like Elden Ring, Ragnarok, Elden Ring, Ragnarok, Elden Ring, Red Matter 2, whatever that is, Vampire Survivors, whatever that is, Ragnarok. Yeah, lots of Ragnarok and Elden Ring is my point there, but yeah. Interesting stuff. Your friend 100%ed Forbidden West. Whew, nice. I can't remember the last time I 100%ed a game. I think the last time I 100%ed a game, like an open world exploration game, was Saints Row 4. Saints Row 4 was the last time I 100%ed a game. Yeah. That sounds about right. I was like, what, 14, maybe 15 when I did that too? Yeah, something like that. Gotta recombine our paint on the palette here. You need to 100% Pajama Sam? Bet. Big bet. Flux says, I 100% at both Spider-Man games a couple weeks ago. Nice. Excellent stuff, my guy. Those games look like they're a lot of fun to 100%. I remember when I watched one of my first year college roommates 100% Spider-Man 1, the first PS4 game. I'll never forget this. He literally got the game the night it launched and then sat down in our common area. So it was me and 3 other dudes I lived with, and he sat down in our common area and he played the game for literally 24 straight hours. Like, I woke up in the morning to go to class, he was still playing. I came home from class that day, he was still playing. And just before I went to bed that night, around like 11:30 p.m., he had 100%ed the game. And I was like, dude, you are a fucking legend. I had never seen anyone beat a game that quickly before in my life. A game of that like size and magnitude, so based. Yes, Godzilla did. I agree. Super based. But yeah, Flux, when is it that you leave Chicago? I'm sorry I haven't been able to make it out there to see you, man. You know, it's just been crazy with like moving and work and life shit, you know what I'm saying? Lots of life has been happening for your boy over here. March? Okay. That's a decent amount of time. That gives like the fall and the winter and like a little bit of the spring. And then what, it's LA for you next, right? Don't worry, we'll hang out in LA. Yeah, man, you know it. LA would be fun for sure. Are you graduating in because DePaul's on a quarter system, right? So do you graduate in like February or March then? Is that what's going on for you around that time? Yeah. Oh, you'll graduate in June. I see. But do you like finish your coursework before, like, well enough before June, and that's why you're moving, or is most of your coursework like from then on remote or something like that? Like, how does that work? I'll be doing a quarter in oh, I see. That makes a lot of sense considering that you study film. That's so cool though. That's so cool how they have a program for y'all to like do that. So do a semester in or do a quarter rather in LA. Oh, before I go any further though, real quick, y'all, real quick. I forgot I had mentioned I was going to do this, but I gotta pull up Instagram real quick. I didn't forget that I had mentioned, but I almost did. I wanted to show y'all some work on Instagram, some miniature painting work from our boy Godzillanid, who just recently finished a pretty neato burrito project. Let me pull it up real quick and then I will show y'all here shortly. And it, yeah, here it goes. Nice. Make sure that works. Okay, cool. Ta-da! This is Godzillanid's Psychophase Tyrannid. This is actually one of the newest Tyrannid models. Actually, this was included in the Leviathan launch box, the one that I split with Ultra Lord. He took the Space Marine half, I took the Tyrannid half. And this is Godzillanid's take on a Psychophage, which I think looks absolutely sick. Of course, love the blood and guts being spilled. Korn would certainly be pleased. I really like the first of all, I really like the highlights on the carapace that you achieved here. I also really like the two tones of green you managed to incorporate with like the skin and the flesh. That looks really cool. And also your combination of colors here too, especially like when I look at the orange and the green and the greenish blue, like that to me is really nice. This is like, I love this color combination, high key, so much. I love all the colors you use here. There's like the orange, green, blue one just happens to be one of my personal favorites. And yeah, I love the little, love the effect you achieved with the smoke. I guess, is it smoke? It's some type of something coming out of the plumes there. Or like the what's the word I'm looking for? The bellows there. That's what I was looking for. And as you can see, I commented, of course, excellent work, because it is in fact excellent work. So nice job, Godzilla, man. Technically under the study abroad program. Oh, okay, so it's technically under the study abroad program. Nice. So is it still like DePaul's own program, or is it through like a third-party university or anything like that? Flacco says tough. Yes, indeed, it is tough. Godzilla says, I would say people would describe me as incredibly talented. Yes, it's me. I'm people. Yes, of course, Godzilla. I'm always happy to gas up your work, man, because it is truly spectacular stuff you do. For sure. All right, let's get back to base coating these sisters. So now that we've got the first coat of white down, I think I want to apply Neurogauntser next. Let's go. Oh, so that's what the because you had did I remember correctly on yours? I think you had on your story recently a poll, right? The Neurogauntser won that. So I remember voting Neurogauntser on it, if that's the case. I remember I filled out some poll recently. I'm pretty sure it was yours. Yeah, it was yours. That's what I thought. Awesome. I'm glad the Neurogauntser won. I want to see your take on those for sure. Let me lower my mic back down here. Perfect. There we go. Okay, so looking at this, I think I low-key, I think because I got a much better Zenithal, or not Zenithal, much better slap chop off on these models, so I don't really feel the need to necessarily lay down like a second coat as much as I did the other, the superior model the other night. But just in case, just for the sake of being thorough, I'm gonna touch it up a little bit here and there on each model before we move on to the next step. Just a tad, not much. Doesn't need much reinforcement, but could definitely use some here and there, I think, just to better prepare it for some highlights later on. Yeah, the really nice thing about these 2.0 speed paints is that they dry in like a what I would describe as like a normal like contrast paint like time window. Neurogot's got 79%. Nice, let's go. Your followers have excellent taste. Nice. I can't wait to eventually get to my Tyranids too. It'll be long after, like, it'll very likely be long after, you know, Leviathan is like even like relevant anymore, but that's okay. Speed paints are life. Yes, Godzilla it. I agree. Because as y'all know, we're going to be doing Death Guard next after we finish Sisters finally, which we will be done with Sisters for at least for a while. Once we finished painting Celestine. Celestine's going to be our last Sisters project, which is going to be right after this one is complete. And then after she's complete, we will be done with Sisters for a hot minute, and then we're going to switch to Death Guard, and then we'll eventually move on to Tyranids. And then eventually, somewhere down the line, we will end up coming back to Sisters in order to paint the Triumph of St. Catherine. Just because that's a model I've had sitting in my collection for a while. It's been built for ages, I just haven't gotten around to painting it. I kind of want to save it for a special occasion, so... And in fact, I believe I actually put it as like the very bottommost subscriber goal too. I forget what the exact value was I assigned to it, but yeah. That might be the special occasion, because, you know, that's also like such a gorgeous model too, so like I definitely want to like work my way up to that by, like, you know, just getting a lot more painting under my belt, even more than I've already done, of course, before I even dare touch that model, because, you know, once it's painted, you know. And of course I could always strip it, but stripping takes time and might, you know, hurt the model a little bit, so, you know, would rather get it right on the first go around. But yeah, that's a general projection though, of like where we're sort of headed in terms of painting projects. And then, you know, going forward with the future of this channel, you know, as we, you know, our subscriber count increases, we're going to be incorporating a lot more gameplay. You know, going to be playing stuff like Pajama Sam, you know, as soon as we hit 100 subscribers. Going to be doing some virtual bat reps with Ultra Lord, via tabletop simulator, you know, stuff like that. So lots of great stuff coming down the pipeline, y'all. And I'm very excited to be, you know, on this journey with you guys. I'm very grateful for those y'all who come in every week to watch, you know, for your support. And just for the little community we've built here, you know. It's been great. I really enjoy streaming for you guys. And thanks again so much, y'all, for watching. I appreciate y'all. I really, really do. Alright, I think that'll do it for the white for now. Time to move on to the purple. Alright. One thing I'll point out too is as I'm moving through these sisters, I'm focusing on all the areas that need to be painted with non-metallic colors first, so that, you know, once I eventually start using those, when I contaminate my water with, like, you know, the metallic flakes as I wash off those metallic paints as I paint, I won't have to like dip back in there for non-metallic paint and then potentially contaminate that. You know what I'm saying? We're kind of just like moving in an order that lets us keep our paints as clean and uncontaminated as possible, basically, is what we're doing here. Just another one of those little things you consider when you paint, you know. A little ASMR action for y'all. Right there. But yeah, here we go. Alright. Make sure this is the 2.0 version. Hive Dweller Purple is one of the original speed paint colors, and I have the 1.0 version of this, so I have to make sure that I have to double check to make sure I'm using the right version, you know. Let's see, speaking of, there's one other paint to which that applies to on here. Actually, no, I got all 2.0s right here. Okay, perfect. That's what we want. We want all 2.0s. Alright, this purple should be ready to go. Alright, so let's find a place to plop this down on the palette. Right here should be mighty fine and dandy. If we need more, we can always pour more. Uh-oh. Whew, that was a close one. Let's see. This sister is going to be a little tricky. A lot of her armor is concealed by either cloak or by shield, so gotta be very careful to be as precise as possible. This is why I also applied the white first, just so that I wouldn't accidentally like get paint on the undercoat where the white paint goes, so as to not ruin our undercoat. And so I could also have like a little bit of a clearer guide for my own sake of like where not to place purple paint to. A little bit more of a clearer visual guide, you know. Let's see. There we go. Hey, Nikki, what's good? Good to see you, fam. How you doing? How's your day been? Excited for the weekend, are we? Good, good. I had today off, 3-day weekend from. Let's go. That's epic. I bet you got some good painting in today, huh? Yeah, I started a painting a painting competition piece. Nice. What's the A, what's the competition, and B, what is the piece in question, if you don't mind me asking? Or is that a trade secret? Let's do it at the end of the month. Oh, snap. The time is nigh. Everyone has the same thing. It's a D&D model. Oh, interesting. Okay, okay. Nice, nice, nice. Is this through like a local store of yours or something like that? Is that the vibe? Yeah, local store. Nice, 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 nice. Excellent. Well, good luck. I'm sure you're gonna do absolutely fantastic with your piece. I'm excited for you. Oh my goodness. What specific like D&D model is it, if I might ask? There we go. I forget what it's called. I lost the box. Hold on while I suss it out. Alright, cool, cool, cool. Nice. Let's see. Let's see here. Yeah, I low-key knew I knew this one sister was going to be like the trickiest of the 5 to paint the base coats on because of how close she's holding her shield to her chest, but it's okay. We're making our way downtown, walking fast, faces pass, and I'm homebound. Okay, nice. Okay. Oh yeah, that looks great. That looks great. A Nikoloth, interesting. Hold on, I gotta look back in my D&D memories. I'm struggling to recall what a Nikoloth quite looks like. Hold on, let me clean up this one little spot on the model right here. I'm gonna go take a look-sees on ye old Googles real fast. Oh, you know, speaking of D&D, we were talking about this a little bit before you hopped on, Nikki, but have you been following or paying attention at all to Baldur's Gate 3? The buzz about Baldur's Gate 3? Oh yeah, they're like little Dragonoid guys that look like they're straight out of Dragon Ball Z low-key. Look like Piccolo's kids, like Cymbal, Tambourine. I forget what the last one is named. That's like old school Dragon Ball. That's original Dragon Ball, so I don't really like remember very much from it. I mainly know Dragon Ball Z and GT actually. Fun fact, but yeah. I've heard it's great, but no, I haven't played. Gotcha. Yeah, I recently bought it for myself as a little treat this week. I had heard it was really great, and it truthfully, it rather is. It suffices to say that it is a rather fantastic game. I've been really enjoying my time with it, and yeah, definitely, if you ever get like the inkling to try a new game, even if you're not like a CRPG person, I think like Baldur's Gate is a pretty fun time. I will say the combat, if you are not willing to like open your mind a little bit and be a bit more inventive with combat, then you're going to suffer a lot. But the good news is, you know, even if you have like a little bit of like a vague, like even just like a vague notion of like D&D and how the like game plays, you know, even if you know still like that little about D&D, I think you'll have a pretty easy time like finding your way through that game, and especially since like we all of us here, like we know Warhammer, even if you don't play, you know, like, you know, we know Warhammer, we know about like moving like, you know, pieces around a game board using terrain to our advantage. You know, we at least have like some vague notion of that in our heads, right? And the game definitely like allows for like the player to like take advantage of elements like that in order to give themselves like an advantage in combat, which is something I really enjoy. Not to sound all IGN on main, this is not a game review. This is also not an ad for Baldur's Gate 3. I'm just saying it's a pretty fun game. Although Larian Studios, if you're out there watching this and you want to sponsor a stream, you know, hit me up. I mean, I only have 97 subscribers. No, I don't only have 97 subscribers. I have 97 subscribers now, which is 97 more than I had when I first started this channel. So bada bing, bada boom. There you go. Ha ha ha. Very close to our first subscriber goal. Eating a burger with no honey mustard. Eating a burger with no honey mustard. Oh my god, I saw that video for like the first time in ages recently on Twitter. And I was just like, oh my god, it unlocked memories that I forgot I even had. It's literally just like it's like a 2 or 3 minute video straight of this dude just standing there being like, eating a burger with no honey mustard, eating a burger with no honey mustard, for those of you who haven't seen it. Although if you haven't seen it yet, I don't know what you're doing, don't know where you've been. It's all good. But yeah, you know, yeah, that's it, that's that. I don't know what that is. That's fair, honestly. Probably best for your sanity if you did not. Probably best for your sanity if you in fact did not know what it is. I once watched that video for like 15 minutes straight. Why? Because I was that bored one day at work. I was at work too, so you know, bit of an inopportune place, shouldn't it? But that's all good. Yeah, you know, thinking about it, it's low-key. This week has been just like a really great week for like consuming media for me. Like, let's see, last weekend I went and did the whole Barbenheimer thing, saw Barbie, saw Oppenheimer, really enjoyed both movies. Like, I remember I left the theater and I texted a few people, texted a few friends of mine. I was like, guys, movies are so fucking back. Movies are so back. Those movies are both really fun to watch. I did Barbie first and then Oppenheimer, which was counter to my original plan. I was originally going to do Oppenheimer first, then Barbie, because people were like, oh, like, you should see Oppenheimer first, because then like if you see Barbie after, it'll be like kind of a palate cleanser because of how like sort of dark Oppenheimer is. The truth is, though, both movies get kind of dark, even the Barbie movie, due to like it's like sort of more existential themes and whatnot. What was I gonna say? The reason why I did Barbie first, though, is because it's obviously the shorter movie between the two, and like if I was going to have the energy for both movies, I knew I had to like be able to go home after Oppenheimer, because it's like 3 hours long, right? I did not get to see it in IMAX, but a week from tomorrow, I'm actually going to go see it again in IMAX 70mm with a friend of mine who managed to get us tickets, because she was like camping out the AMC website for like literally days to try and get tickets, and she got them. So we're gonna go see Oppenheimer in 70mm IMAX format, and I will report back on my findings the stream after that and let y'all know how it was. Or maybe I'll be so moved emotionally as to report it like on my Instagram or something like that. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that movie again in like IMAX format. Apparently the film reel is like so large that when you go see Oppenheimer in IMAX 70mm, there aren't even trailers. There are no trailers for it because they literally could not fit them in. It's just the reel just takes up too much fucking space apparently. So yeah, I'm going to be very curious to know what that feels like. Also coming up in movies this month. Right now, Ghibli Fest is going on nationwide at Regal Cinemas, all over the place. And this month's Ghibli movie is Porco Rosso. It's screening on the 20th and the 22nd at Regal Cinemas nationwide. It's screening in a few places here in the city, so I might go check that out. I was about to say definitely, then I realized like, oh wait, shit, I got shit going on that week and I might not be able to actually make it to go see the movie. Maybe I will go try to see it like on the 22nd after work or something like that. But yeah, Porco Rosso, that's one of the Studio Ghibli movies I've never seen before myself. So I definitely want to go check that out. Have a brand new experience there. The last time I saw a Ghibli movie was when I saw Spirited Away for last year's Ghibli Fest in theaters, which I had seen Spirited Away before, had never seen it in theaters though, and that experience freaking changed me for the better. Honestly, like that was such a delightful experience. I already adore that movie so much, and getting to see it on the big screen for like the first time ever was just a real treat. I'm very happy that I had the opportunity to go and do that. And then next month's Studio Ghibli movie is Howl's Moving Castle, which is, believe it or not, another Ghibli movie I had never seen before. So I am looking forward to potentially going to go see that too. Either with a friend or I'll go by myself, you know. This year has been like a big year character development wise for me, I guess you can say, because I've started going to the movies by myself for the first time this year. The first movie I saw by myself was it was John Wick Chapter 4, actually. I saw that, saw Across the Spider-Verse by myself, saw Barbenheimer by myself this past weekend. Because, you know, growing up, I just got used to going to see movies, you know, by myself. Or not by myself. Growing up, I got used to seeing movies with friends, right? So I kind of only attributed, like, I kind of told myself subconsciously, you know, like, oh, you can only really go see movies with people. You can't go by yourself. But man, going by yourself is so fun. Or rather, it's not necessarily like the going by yourself that makes it worthwhile. It's just that, you know, it's just like if you want to go see a movie and, you know, other people aren't available or other people don't want to see the same movie as you, then there's simply nothing holding you back, you know, as an adult, of course, from going to see that movie by yourself, you know. Hayao Miyazaki is a madman. I love his animation. Me too, Nikki. Me too. I can't believe his last movie, or supposedly, allegedly, his last movie ever is coming out soon. Because he said that about The Wind Rises. The Wind Rises was supposed to be his last movie, and then, well, it wasn't. So, we'll see if I forget what it's called, but we'll see if this movie ends up being his last one for realsies. I'm sure it will be, because he's getting up there in years, and I'm sure he wants to just, you know, chill the heck out at this point, which, you know, more power to him. Mans has done plenty for all of us, you know. He wants to take a break now, finally. Shit, he's earned that shit so many times over. LOL TBH, I think the last I saw was Princess Mononoke. Yeah, Princess Mononoke is my favorite Ghibli movie, actually. So love that. Absolutely love that. Love Princess Mononoke. In fact, I have a friend, Ashi. He's literally named after Ashitaka, the protagonist from Princess Mononoke. His dad named him after Ashitaka, and I was like, dang, that's so cool. When I met Ashi for the first time, I literally asked him, I was like, dude, are you named after? And he's like, yep. And I'm like, that's so fucking cool. And yeah, so it goes. Let's see. Did I get the... It looks like I did. Alright, cool. Terrific. We are moving right along. This one should be pretty easy to get the base coat on the armor for, because it's a pretty open stance that she happens to be in, so this shouldn't be too difficult at all. This shouldn't be too difficult at all. Nice, nice, nice. Always funny seeing your childhood characters become your friends' kids' names. Oh yeah, is that true? Do you have like any experience with that yourself, Nikki? Out of curiosity, you got like any friends with kids who like named them after like childhood heroes of y'all's or anything like that? There we go. Vash says, no fucking way. From Trigun? That's so cool. Oh my god. That's crazy. No, not really. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, it's like Katniss or whatever. Seen a few of those. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Gotcha. It'd be kind of wild to be named after Vash's Stampede, though. That reminds me, I gotta watch the new Trigun anime. And because I've heard a lot of good things about that. I am so glad that I put helmets on 4 out of the 5 of these sisters. I was not prepared to paint more faces, I realized. Neither physically nor emotionally. So this is actually a pretty big win right here. Not having to worry about those, I mean. There we go. Yes, speed paint supremacy. Amazing. There we go. Let's see here. Perfect. Get that in there. Get that color right there. Okay. 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 Oh, I need to get this gauntlet right here. Yes, of course. You know, speaking of anime things, I also just realized that frickin' the fourth Evangelion, or yeah, the fourth Evangelion rebuild movie is out and about now, and I gotta watch that, because Lord knows I waited so long for that frickin' movie. Oh my god, because like I'm a big Evangelion fan. I remember like watching the rebuilds when I was younger, like maybe like 17 or something like that. And absolutely loving those, along with like the original series and whatnot. And then like we had to wait so long, as it turns out, for the frickin' fourth rebuild movie. And now it's finally here, and now I gotta go check that out. The rebuilds are basically like a retelling of a retelling slash sort of, I guess you can say, remix of the story from the original 27 episode TV show. Follows the same plot up to a certain point, and then takes like a hard right turn into unfamiliar territory, is basically how I would describe the rebuild movies. What is Evangelion about? Oh god, okay. What is Evangelion about? And so many, basically it's a mecha anime. So you got like giant robots fighting giant monsters. Humanity is like literally on the brink of annihilation. You got these kids, you got these giant robots. Kids pilot giant robots. Kids save the world. And nothing bad ever happens. Yeah, no, nothing bad ever happens at all. What are you talking about? But yeah, it's from Hideaki Anno. Very iconic animator, director, writer. I'm actually a pretty big fan of his now that I think about it. Now that I'm bringing him up. Quite a big fan of his work. He also wrote and directed a Godzilla movie, Shin Godzilla, which came out a few years ago at this point. If you want more information on that, I recommend asking Godzilla about that. being that he is our resident Godzilla expert. Did I miss a spot? Yes, I did. Hold on. I'm gonna paint this in, and then we gotta get more paint from our pot, or from our bottle rather. Okay. But yeah, it's 27 episodes. It's 27 episodes, and then there's a movie for the original series. So the way, if you're ever looking to watch Evangelion, let me see if it's still on Netflix real quick actually for you. Hold on. Let's see. Is Evangelion still on Netflix? Yes, it is. Okay, so it is available on Netflix to watch if you have Netflix. If you're going to watch it, then here's what I recommend you do. Okay. So like I said, the original series is 27 episodes long, and then there's a movie that kind of acts like a sort of epilogue to the show. However, so how do I say this? I gotta figure out how to explain this without spoiling it. Okay, so basically, if there's one reason why you would have heard of Evangelion, it's that the last episode, or the last 2 episodes of Evangelion, are a little weird, and by that I mean it's really hard to tell what the fuck is happening in the last couple of episodes of Neon Genesis Evangelion. So if you're going to watch it, what I recommend you do is you watch episodes 1 through 25. Right? It's 20. Hold on, let me double check to make sure it's even 27 episodes. That might be the wrong number. I'm pretty sure it's 27 episodes. Hold up. Let me make sure I'm not talking about my ass here. It's 26 episodes. Okay, 26. I must have counted the movie as episode 27 in my head or something. Okay, so it's 26 episodes. So Neon Genesis Evangelion is 26 episodes long. What you do is you watch episodes 1 through 24, then you watch the end of Evangelion, and then you watch episodes 25 and 26. Basically, the whole reason why they made End of Evangelion is because they got like a lot of feedback, a lot of critiques saying like, hey, this ending, Ano-san, this ending's a little fucking weird, to put it lightly. Can you explain what the fuck that was? And then basically they made the End of Evangelion as a sort of like way to clarify what's going on actually in the end of the last 2 episodes. It basically, the End of Evangelion chronologically happens like concurrently with the last 2 episodes of of Neon Genesis Evangelion. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind if you watch it. That's usually the recommended watch order that someone will like recommend to you. And then from there, if you're interested in more Evangelion, you have the rebuild movies. There are 4 of them, and like I said, those are basically like a remix slash retelling of the same story, but at a certain point it takes a hard right turn into like new territory that we haven't seen before. And yeah, and that's about as far as I can like explain things without like getting into spoiler territory, so I'll leave it at that for now. But yeah, if you do check it out though, Nikki, let me know. I'd be curious to know what your thoughts are. Personally, it is, to this day, still one of my favorite all-time anime. Love that show so much, even though it's been like so long since I first saw it, since I first watched it. I'll never forget when I was like still in college, I was sitting with my sophomore year roommate, who's still one of my very best friends to this very day. We actually were friends before college, actually. He and I, we were chilling in our room, and we were watching the show. Like when we like watching his live reaction to seeing it for the first time was just, that's an experience I will simply never forget. You had one of the McFarlane toys as a kid. Really? Interesting. Wait, what's the McFarlane? Why am I drawing a blank on what McFarlane is? What is McFarlane, Nikki? I don't really remember. I don't really recall. He was a comic artist. He's famous for his toy line now. Oh yeah, yes. I've heard. Oh yes, I've heard of him. Oh my god, yes. Yes, I've heard of him. I've heard of him because, let's see. Yeah, the Spawn, exactly. He got famous with Spider-Man comics, and then he created Spawn. Of course, yes. Spawn. Oh my god, I haven't thought about Spawn in so. I haven't thought about Spawn in so long. Oh my goodness. Although, I'm trying to think. When was the last time I saw the Spawn? I'm trying to think. Anything Spawn related. I rewatched the Spawn movie, the live action movie, like, what was that? Like maybe a year and a half ago at this point. That shit scared the ever living crap out of me as a kid. Ironically enough, though, I think it's like actually one of the very first superhero movies I watched, just because I happened to like be watching it with my dad. I know it comes from like that era when like superhero movies were still like kind of horseshit. But I remember liking it a lot as a kid. Despite being terrified. It has it's kind of a goofy movie, but not terrible. The HBO animated series is pretty good. Yeah, I haven't seen the animated series, but I've seen clips of it like on TikTok and stuff. The voice acting that I've seen in those clips is fucking superb, I've gotta say. Makes me want to check it out. I wonder if it's like on HBO Max or something. Might yoink a password or two. Try to check that out. Let's see here. Speaking of yoinking passwords, y'all, I don't know if y'all heard, but in a very similar move to their competitor Netflix, Disney Plus will now also be exploring options and looking to implement options for cracking down on password sharing, which frickin' sucks, because if they do that and Netflix does that, then like there goes all my entertainment. Not all my entertainment, there goes all my film and TV entertainment, because I'm still on the family Netflix account from like back home, and so I'd technically be the sharer in this case. I'd be the lender or the lendee in this case, so you know, I would lose access to all the streaming services that I like to watch. Which reminds me, I should probably try to finish watching Andor before that happens. Because you know, this is Disney we're talking about. Disney don't fuck around. Although I'm sure, because it's just like these sorts of things are just generally wildly unpopular with their customer base, I'm sure that's not going to be like an immediate push for it. But the fact that they're even, you know, talking about it is just, I hate it. And they're doing that, and the price of the subscription's going up too. I think it's going up like $1 or $2 or something like that. I'm like, that's freaking wild, y'all. Y'all are insane for that. Like, you're not only raising the prices, but also cracking down on password sharing at the same time. Yeah, I heard a lot of people are thinking about sailing the seas again. Shit. Me fucking too. At this point, I'm like, is it not my moral prerogative to sail the infinite seas of the internet? As a legal disclaimer, Chimera Games is not necessarily officially endorsing online piracy. However, I'm also not endorsing it either. You wouldn't download a car, would you? Oh my god, those fucking anti-piracy warnings, ridiculous. I dropped Netflix. Yeah, you know, honestly, Netflix is like low-key kind of dead. Like, honestly, like, I can't think of like a single new release on Netflix that I've been like genuinely excited for. I also just can't think of a single new release on Netflix, period. With that being said, though, I do definitely acknowledge like Netflix is it really is such a vast ocean of content. Like, you know, it always baffles me whenever I, like, you know, go over to someone's house and they pull up their Netflix homepage, right? And their front page has, like, it's literally, it's not just some shows that I've never heard of, it's literally all shows that I've never even heard of in my life. And I'm just like, oh my god, how does one company crank out that much content? You know what I'm saying? When they said they were increasing the prices and stopping password sharing, it reminded me I haven't liked anything on Netflix in a long time. Yeah, like, that's the thing. I'm like, do they think that the like, where's the justification for the price hike even coming from? Because it can't be because of the content or anything like that, because, like, my understanding is that, like, the general thermometer about, like, the content on Netflix is that it's kind of lacking. Not kind of lacking, it is lacking quite a bit nowadays. So it's like, you know, what gives with that, you know? Utterly baffling in my opinion. It's all good though. Flacco says, right? It's like, yeah, exactly. And it's like, they want to charge more money, and then they're not even paying their fucking artists, you know, the directors, the writers, the actors. Ridiculous. There isn't much I want to see on there anymore. And wait, they're putting ads on it? Yeah, if the content was quality, I wouldn't have cared. Yeah, exactly, Nikki, exactly. Wait, I did not know that they were going to be putting in an ad tier. That's fucking wild. An ad tier is actually fucking wild. Holy shit. Yeah. They're going to definitely be having people sailing the seas at this point. Holy shit. I was like so squarely focused on the password sharing thing. I did not know. I was not aware of the I was not aware of the ads. That's fucking wild. If you're on the basic, I think you automatically get shifted to the L. Fuck that. Are you fucking serious? Oh my fucking... Ugh. That is actually so frustrating. That is a massive L. That is a massive fucking L. Holy shit. I cannot wait to see what those subscription numbers are like when they, like, finally launch all this shit. Ooh, that is a fire that I want to see burn. Low key, low key. And by low key, of course, I mean high key. I think that you should let it burn. We gotta go. Because, like, yeah, when I think about it, the only shit that I really watch on Netflix, or that I've ever really watched on Netflix, was always shit that was licensed from other networks, or from networks, from like network TV. Yeah, no, yeah. It's amazing the volume of content, of quote unquote content, that Netflix can just like crank out, and yet hardly any of it is even worth your fucking time. That's crazy how they want to, that is just fucking wild to me how they want to implement ads. An ad tier, like, that is so whack. That is so whack. Man, oh man. Okay, made a little bit of an oopsie on the sleeve right here, but that is okay. We will fix that here shortly. I kind of just cycle my sub to a different thing every month now. Honestly, that kind of seems like the wave. Like, that really seems like the move right there, Nikki. What do you usually cycle between? Alright, with all the armor-based code space, HBO, Hulu, maybe Disney. Word.
Yeah, honestly, Disney Plus, of like all of them that announced price hikes recently, the one I understand the least. Ooh, The Bear. That's a show that I want to start. I want to start that soon because I've heard a lot of good things about it. And it's a comedy from what I understand. Nikki, is that true? What was I going to say though about Disney? Yeah, of all the streaming services that have announced like price hikes, Disney Plus is the one I understand the absolute least. Because I'm like, dude, like truly, what do you have on there that like you have like there's like no content on Disney Plus, y'all. Like, yes, there is content on there, but like, I don't know, like there's just like there's only stuff to really watch on there like every once in a blue moon. Like, you know, when the Star Wars Ahsoka series comes out, like at least for me personally, right? I can't speak for everyone, but like, you know, for me it's like it comes in waves. You know, it's like first they're like, I know like in a little bit there's gonna be like the Ahsoka series for Star Wars, but then after that comes and goes, like there's gonna be like nothing for me personally to really watch. Dramatic comedy, it's pretty rough sometimes. Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. So it's more like dramedy. Gotcha. Causes anxiety for sure. Interesting. That is good to know. That is good to know because I do. It's not like I don't like shows like that, but I definitely got to take. You know, I got to take my time with shows like that. You know, so yeah, for sure. Alright, that should be nice and shaken up. Alright. Sorry, just checking my notifications on my phone. There we go. I'm just gonna use the 1.0 version of my dark wood for the poles of the halberds, just because I don't feel like digging for the 2.0 version. I gotta take it out. It's still somewhere back in the box, but I gotta kind of look for it. It didn't come in the most neatly packaged way, so it would take me a minute. So I'm just gonna move on. Just gonna press on here. Not worry about it too much. Okay. Here we go. Now, of course, because this is a 1.0 speed paint, the thing we have to be a little bit more wary of is, of course, paint rehydration. So after we finish applying this specific speed paint, we want to make sure we don't really get anything on it that contains water whatsoever. No water itself, no paint mixed with water, just to ensure that we don't take the base coat right off. Now, the rehydration properties of the 1.0 speed paints are not entirely a bad thing. It's just something to be aware of when you're using them. You can actually use it to your advantage if you're careful and you're clever, you know. Use it to wet blend on the fly. Use it to fix mistakes if you make any mistakes. Flacco says Reservation Dog. Oh, Reservation Dogs. That's another show I've been meaning to watch for a while. I want to watch that. That's part of the reason why I still have Hulu. That and so I can watch Hell's Kitchen too, because you know that's my reality TV guilty pleasure right there. Not even guilty pleasure, just pleasure, frankly. I love me some Hell's Kitchen. Love Hell's Kitchen. Gotta do a little bit of touching up on the helmet of this dear sister right here. Alright, there we go. Apparently I missed a spot or two, that's fine. We have rectified our mistake. Castlevania, I have watched Castlevania. I need to finish it though, because I know the new Castlevania series just recently got announced, or is currently available now actually to watch, right? I'd be using my friend's Hulu Word. It's so good. Yeah, honestly, like my take on the Castlevania anime, it's very similar to the one I had like with Arcane. I'm like, damn, this show is so much better than it has any right to be, and I'm so happy, genuinely so happy that like it is. I'm very, it makes me really happy to see like licensed media like that do like really well, and also just like be really good too. Yeah, I should definitely get back on that. I can't even think of what made me sidetracked enough to not finish it originally too. That is very curious. Nocturne is coming out in September. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so we got some time. Got a decent amount of time to try and catch up before Nocturne airs. Okay. We missed a spot or two. That is fine though. We will fix that right now. That is why we use a wet palette. That way our paints stay wet for when we need them most. Yeah, that should do. Just go like that. Okay, perfect. What episode am I on? That's a good question. I will check my Netflix here in like 2 seconds as soon as I finish painting this pole arm here. Oh, hold on. Made that a little runny by mistake. That's okay. Just clean that up really easy. Okay. This should be fine. It is fine. Okay. Godzilla, the answer to your question, what episode of Castlevania am I on? Let us find that out right now. Let's see. Oh. Oh, don't want to start playing. Hold on. Let's see. I am on Season 3, Episode 3. Season 3, Episode 3. Okay, so pretty close to the end. Just got like 7 more episodes of Season 3. Then I got the all 10 of Season 4, and then that's that. So yeah, I'm actually a little bit further along than I thought I was. That's nice. Means it won't take me too long to catch up in time for Nocturne, which is good. Where's my paintbrush? Oh, there it is. Let's see here. Let's... Who's your favorite character, Godzilla Ned, from Castlevania? Also, have you ever played any of the Castlevania games out of curiosity? Alucard, of course, yeah, mine too. He's mine too. Alucard the GOAT. Love that guy. And you know, speaking of Alucard, the only Castlevania game I've played is actually Symphony of the Night, the one he's featured in. I've not played any of the games. I'm not gay, but Alucard? Oh my god. I hear you, man. That is one handsome lad. Where is my purple? I need my purple real quick. I need to... that's not enough purple. We need more purple. Okay. There we go. All right. Alrighty. Also, I am happy to report that, at least as of right now, there have been no attempts on my life conducted by any roaches of any kind, which I personally see as an absolute win. Knocking out some wood there, so as to not yinks myself. Damn, Godzilla says damn. Unfortunate. Now. Now. Ooh, excuse me. I need to clean off this paint handle. There are like layers upon layers of atomized paint and primer on this paint handle, because I use it for whatchamacallit. I use it for you know, when I want to hold my models while I'm priming them and stuff. So I'm gonna check something real quick on my phone. Sorry about the brief distraction here, y'all. Checking on my Wi-Fi health. Just making sure we're all good here. Okay. Alright, looks like we're pretty good. On my end, it looked like we had a dip in kilobits per second on my end, so I just wanted to make sure it wasn't impacting stream too much. Okay. Perfect.
redistribute the wealth here a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Okay. All right. Nice. So that does it for all the pole arms. So now we're ready for our leather color. I'm going to paint on all of the leather details, all the leather straps, leather pouches that each of these sisters have. Next. Okay, and we need our hardened leather speed paint. Hardened leather. Here we go. This one sounds particularly moist for some reason when I shake it. Just an observation. You know what? Hold on, I just realized my light's kind of turned right there. I must have shaken the desk and loosened that a little bit. There we go, that should be nice and mixed. Yeah, that looks good. Perfect. Can I just say that one of my favorite things about these speed paints is that they come with mixing balls already loaded inside of them. That's just a massive dub to me. Nikki says, I think I'm gonna redo my desk setup. Ooh, lovely. What are you thinking about doing with it? I have the smallest, cheapest desk. Ah, I see. So you're looking to get like an upgrade on the desk itself and then build up from there. No, I might go big, but I've been painting for 3 years now. I think I'm already committed. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That is what I am talking about. Well, if and when you do eventually upgrade, Nikki, definitely share some pics. I hope you share pics on your Instagram so we can all check it out and also celebrate the upgrade alongside you. You know? Oh, fuck me, I missed a gauntlet right here. I'm glad I caught that now and not later at the very least.
Yeah, I'll upload some for sure. Bet. Yeah, when I was gone for that pretty long stretch a couple of months ago, you know, like while I was moving to this apartment, part of the reason why it took me so long to come back to stream is because I ended up picking up like so many extra shifts at work, so I could like try and save up some money to upgrade my desk. Because like my old desk, the desk I started streaming on, started painting on, was actually passed down to me from a friend of mine, actually from Zeal, who you've seen in the stream a few times here and there. It was her desk originally, and I forget how much she got it for, but it was pretty cheap back when she got it. I remember her telling me it was like under $50, and you know, it worked for the time, but you know, you can only really get so much mileage out of a desk that costs like $50 or so, you know. So I knew like one of my biggest priorities would be to upgrade, and so like I really like put my nose to the grindstone and just like worked as many hours as I could humanly sustainably handle. Didn't, you know, before overworking myself. And yeah, here we are. And honestly, I'm so happy because like my favorite thing is being able to like have like basically multiple stations for things set up. So like I got like my computer set up to my side, and I love how it just has like its own space, because like before, my computer and my painting setup were all like competing for like the same square, basically the same like plot on my desk. But now I can have two separate plots, which is just absolutely lovely. Makes streaming a whole hell of a lot easier, because now I don't have to tear down my whole setup every time I finish. Yeah, that's why I need to do multiple setups. Yeah, like have your sort of own section for like a given thing. How do you think you might want to lay that out? Corner setup, I think. My wife and I are just thinking about making the whole room a desk. Fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You never have too much desk. Never have too much desk. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what that looks like, Nikki, when you're finally done with it. I'm excited for you. Alright, let's see what we got here. Okay, so a lot of these straps are kind of obfuscated by the... Oh, we're back to the tricky sister, yes, of course. Okay, so that explains why. I'm like, why is everything so tucked away? There we go. Okay. It's already an office, just gonna line it with desks. Nice. Oh, nice. So it's like already prepared sort of for the transformation, at least part way, at least part of the way. I don't see any more leather parts that need painting on here. Oh wait, yes I do. I just need to grab like a little tiny bit, and I need to grab this part of the belt right like here. Yeah, that's belt right there, so that needs to be painted brown too. Alright, I think that's good. That looks good. Yes. What's going on back here? Oh, I see what's going on back here.
Part of this should have been actually the white, so let me grab that again and correct that before I forget about it. Trying more to correct my mistakes as I see them, just so I don't forget about them later. A big goal of mine going forward for like this next like year of painting for me is really just to get my painting to be a lot neater. Just aiming for neatness. And just overall improving like the quality of the work. Not necessarily like the aesthetic quality, but just like the tidiness of it, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's not like the most elaborate paint job, you know? Okay, might need a little bit more paint than what I loaded on. Okay, that should do. Did you have goals for this year? Yeah, my goals are, I got a couple of them actually. So, goals just to, you know, make my painting neater like I just said. Learning non-metallic metal as another goal, hence the idea behind the non-metallic metal Celestine project. That spawned from a desire to learn how to paint non-metallic metal by the end of the year. So that's that. And then my last goal, true metallic. No, I wasn't. You know, interesting. It's yeah, NMM. Yeah. NMM is what I was mainly focusing on. Yeah, in terms of like metallics. What was I gonna say? And then my other goal was to like learn wet blending too, as a technique, kind of going in line with like the non-metallic metal goal, not exactly, but kinda, and trying to learn how to use like, how do I put it, like color filters to achieve like a better like depth of like, I guess like depth of vision. Basically, that's basically what I'm getting at. Yeah, take a shot every time he says metallic. Metallic. You're welcome, Flacco. No. Oh my gosh. What I mean by depth of vision, I don't know what I meant by that, Nikki. That wasn't really the right way to like put it. I guess what I mean is like, what do I mean by that? I guess what I really mean is like improve my layering technique. Which I guess is a more specific way of phrasing my first, no, it's different from the neatness goal that I laid out. You know, like for example, like, you know, if I were to paint like, you know, Tyranid flesh, for example, you know, like incorporating a variety of different tones that all harmonize together very well and make it look like, you know, very, I don't want to say realistic, but, you know, like, I don't necessarily say lifelike either, but just more alive, I guess you can say, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's what I'm talking about. Did I hear Tyranid? Yeah, yes, you did hear Tyranid, exactly, Godzilla did, yes. Tyranid army projects, a couple of projects down the line, but we will definitely get there eventually. We will get to the bugs. It would have been next, but unfortunately, yeah, like texture in the flesh, exactly, yeah, exactly. And then my most important goal is just to continue to have fun. As corny as it sounds, but it's true. Just want to keep on having fun with this hobby that I love very, very much, you know. But yeah, no, I was saying before Godzilla, yeah, Tyranids are going to be 2 products down the line. Would have been the next project, but sadly, Tyranids were outvoted by the Death Guard in the poll I put out a while back by about, I think, 2 votes it was. So I decided to go with the Death Guard. But I am very excited to get to the bugs, though. Very excited to get to the bugs eventually.
And the song will find us all eventually. And the sun will find us all eventually. Eventually. And the sun will find us all. I think I just hate paint 20 at once. I hated the bugs, so I did a big one. I think I just hated painting 20 at once. I really hated that. Yeah, Tyranid. That's what intimidated me about Tyranids for the longest time too. Was the sheer volume I felt like I had to paint, and then I realized, you know, at the end of the day, as long as I'm like enjoying the models, which I think the Tyranid models all look pretty cool, especially like the new Termagants. I think I'll be okay. And future Christian, if you happen to be watching this at some point after you've started the Tyranid project, remember these words and remember that you are going to be okay, no matter how painful things might be. Okay. Just make it play. Or you just play a Nidzilla list. That's true. A more elite Tyranid list. That's always the way to go too. I like the little guys though. I like having like a swarm being like backed up by big monsters. That's what pushed me to get the Leviathan box. So I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of like the general like Tyranid army vibe I'm kind of going for in a box. So I was like, fuck it, let's do it. Almost there. Next up, we move to the copper, I think, after all this is done. Yeah, we move to all the copper bits once this is done. Did. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm gonna go back and fix that later once we get to highlights and stuff. That's right. Okay, I forgot I said that to myself. Okay. Oh, missed yet another gauntlet. What is that? Oh, that's from where the glue solidified. Okay, I was gonna say, what the hell is that? Okay, that's fine. That's the super glue we had to apply. Coagulated right there, as it should have, because that's what we needed it to do. But oh my god. Here we go. Okay. Yep. No, hold on. Okay, yep. Yep, okay. Okay. Perfection. All right. I think we're ready to move into the metals now. Yeah. All right. Let's hop into it. Yeah, it's metals time. All right. Bringing back the brazen copper. Give me a second to shake this up. Got a lot of pigment caked in the, or suddenly got the bottom of this one. Lots of pigment at the bottom of this one that needs to be mixed back in. Also gotta weirdly dislodge the mixing balls. They're kind of stuck in there. Sorry about the brief shaky cam there, y'all. Low-key, I do need to get a new camera boom arm. This one I got off of Amazon for pretty cheap. It's like $20. It gets the job done. It's literally the one I've been using the entire time I've been streaming. Sometimes when I see it wobble like that, I get concerned. Hold on. This one might take me a minute to get mixed well enough. Let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, perfect. Let's see. There we go. All right, that should be, hold on. No, that's not quite good enough yet. Is this the year I finally invest in a vortex mixer? Nah, I'm never gonna get one of those. I have seen people use them though to pretty decent effect though. I just don't think they're really for me though. Oh, there's a fly in here. It's very much attracted to my hobby lamp. Hey, little guy. See, this fly is small enough to the point where I don't feel compelled to just squish it immediately. Frankly, I might just let it live. If it tries to fly up in my nose, though, it's game over for that boy. Okay. We got it. Alright, I'd say that's pretty decently mixed. I'm not going to stress too much about it. Let me just do a test pour to see how this goes. Oh, before I forget, I also forgot that I was going to, I'm going to use my dry palette for the, for my metallic paints, just because generally speaking, I don't like using my wet palette with metallic paints because the wet palette tends to break down the metallic paints just a little too aggressively over time. So yeah, to the point where like the metallic paint kind of low-key becomes unworkable. Nikki says, I can't bring myself to get one either. I have one set of paints that need to be shaken a lot at first though. Every time I pick one up, I consider a vortex mixer. Right, exactly. It's like one of those things where it's like every time I'm in a scenario where one would be useful, it's like I'm very tempted, but then like I just can't bring myself to ever pull that trigger because I'm just like, that seems like a bit much, you know. So yeah, I feel you. That fly literally almost flew up in my nose. But yeah, no, I feel you, Nikki. I feel you. What brand slash like line of paints is it that you feel like you gotta do that with every time? Or that you do end up having to shake up every time you use them, I mean? Vallejo model color airbrush metallic. I had a feeling. Because I remember on Instagram when I asked you about your favorite paint brands, you mentioned the Vallejo airbrush metallics, if I remember correctly. I was like, I bet if it's any of the paints that he mentioned on there, it's gotta be those. It's gotta be those. But yeah, the airbrush metallics, you really have to shake those up very well, especially when you plan on firing them through an airbrush. Ironically enough, they are definitely not ready to go straight out the bottle. They require quite a bit of mixing for sure. Yeah, they're very good. Like, they once applied, they look amazing, but they separate so quickly. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it's that sort of separation quality that like it and like other metallic paints have. That's why I use my dry palette with my metallic paints, because I'm worried about the paint just separating over time as it sits on my wet palette, and frankly I'd rather have it dry up on me than separate, because ultimately they're both equally as they're both kind of equally as useless at that point. But I ironically enough get more, or at least in my observation, it seems like I get more working time out of my paint than when I use my dry palette than when I use my wet palette with my metallics, because the metallic paints, they seem at least to dry up, or rather they seem to separate faster on the wet palette than they dry up on the dry palette, in my observation. But yeah, this copper is great. This is like low-key one of my favorite overall paints. Not low-key, it is one of my favorite overall paints in my collection. I strongly suspect that this will be the first speed paint I run out of, because I'm gonna probably use it that much, Yeah, I'm very pleased with how this looks so far. Definitely think I'm gonna need a second coat on the shield. But otherwise, yeah, we're getting somewhere for sure. There we go. The Citadel metallics I can do on a wet palette, but the airbrush colors, hell no. Honestly, fair. I did notice, I have noticed that, the Citadel metallics tend to survive a little bit longer on a wet palette than other metallic brands, for sure. I use a little 40mm base upside down as a paint cup for my true metallic metal, and I only get a few minutes to work them before it dries. Interesting. Also, that's really smart, using spare bases as little mini palettes. That's actually really clever. That's really clever. I love that. I might have to steal that little tip/trick from you, if you do not mind. Okay. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. You can't use that. I will be watching. Okay. All right. If you say so. Let's see. These vines right here. Army Painter Metallics are also really good. I've never used like the standard Army Painter Metallics, only these before. Well, that's good to know. I really like, I have seen like the range of colors they have though. They have a really nice assortment of colors and metallics. From what I've seen of them. Their gunmetal is amazing. Ooh, yeah. I've seen what it looks like on like you know, like on a swatch, but I haven't seen it like in person. But from what at least from what I could tell from the swatching, it looks like pretty freaking good. It looks really freaking good, actually. So many intricate little details on these sisters, man. Sisters of Battle are a very deceptively simple looking army to paint. What do I do for basing? So it depends on the model. For basing, I will generally, no matter what I do, I always prime black. And then I like to do a zenithal. Most of the time I like to do a zenithal via, through my airbrush with like the French Mirage Blue by Vallejo, and then also Vallejo's Pale Sand, basically following like Dana Howe's zenithal priming tutorial. And if I'm not like, you know, too keen on like doing zenithal, then I'll just prime it black and go from there. I generally paint using dark colors, so like priming black is usually like not a big it's not a big hassle for me. When I'm thinking though in the future, for the base, sorry, I thought you meant like for big base coating. You mean like for the base? Honestly, you know what? That's a good goal. Like a good sort of like mini painting goal to add on to, as well as improve my basing. My basing's kind of lame. I don't really do like a lot of like elaborate things for basing at all. And in fact, I do have this one really cool idea for Celestine. That I'll like share in a little bit, but generally speaking, I just slap on some texture paint and maybe a bit of vegetation or two, maybe a rock or two, and kind of just call it there. Most of the time when it comes to my basing, but for Celestine, I want to do like a very similar Ashen Wasteland base. Very similar base to what I've done for like all my other sisters in my army. But the twist with her base is going to be that hers is going to have like little like bits of like vegetation coming back to life, like where she walked, like where her feet, or like maybe like where her where she would have like hovered above, as if she's like revitalizing the ground around her as she like travels. Because I feel like that's something Celestine would do low-key, given her divine presence. So that's something I want to incorporate into her basing. So I'm very excited for that. In fact, to that end, I recently, when I went to go take a trip to visit a friend up in New Haven, there was a giveaway. There was like a costume shop nearby that was giving away a costume / like prop shop that was giving away a bunch of like art supplies that they didn't need anymore. And so I went over there and I grabbed a bunch of really cool things. One of which was, let me see if I can find them real quick. They're nearby, are they in an accessible location? Yes, actually they're right here, hold on. Oh yeah, here we go, right here. I got some of these flowers. I've been using AK Interactive Bloody Ground with some washes and dry brushing. Ah, nice. Oh, that's the way to put it. Yeah. But yeah, I picked up some of these flowers. Gonna use these for Celestine's base, so looking forward to giving these a shot. Looking forward to telling a bit more of a story with my base. Back to this though. Okay. You know what? Just because they're
It is so obnoxiously bright red. I don't think it looks obnoxious. If you're like, I mean, for what it's worth, I don't think it's too terribly obnoxious looking at all, really. And I think it really goes well with like your very bright, very vibrant color scheme you got going on, Godzilla Nid, you know? Nikki says, I've been tempted to redo Celestine. Ooh, how would you do her differently? If you were to redo it? I'll paint this grenade the copper color. Non-metallic metal for sure. Word. Okay, okay. All right. Almost forgot about the Rosarius on her chest. Grab that real quick. Yeah, y'all, look at that. Adding in the copper detailing, that's doing something for sure. I got a shit ton of, not a shit ton, but I got quite a bit of copper paint on the blade of the halberd here that I did not mean to. Let's see if we have enough time to remove that. If not, that's totally fine. This is going to be covered up pretty well by the actual paint we want to put on here, the enchanted steel. And if we need to apply 2 coats, we apply 2 coats. 'Tis not the end of the world. 'Tis not the end of the world. I won't worry too much about that. And in fact, I shall stop worrying about it right now. Now, let me think. Yeah, I think we do need to apply 1 more coat to the shield. Yeah. Yeah, I think 1 more coat to the shield. Because see, here on the superior shield, you can see like the difference between like 2 coats. You can see the difference between like 2 coats and 1 coat. If you look, hold on, let me flip them upside down so they're a little less of an eyesore to watch. But yeah, it's like 1 coat on the shield, this is what that looks like, and then 2 coats on the shield, that's what that looks like right there on the superior shield. I think 2 points. Yeah. 2 points. What the hell did I just say? 2 points? 2 coats of the copper paint. Literally none of that had the oi sound in it, but yeah, I think 2 coats is the way to go. We'll go with 2 coats. The base paint without any washes, etc. Oh, I see. It's like really bright. I see. So like you've already done a lot of work at that point to like dull it down. I got you. Interesting. I wonder if they'd ever consider like redoing it, reformulating it to make it a little less like obnoxiously bright as you describe it. Yeah, see, I like that a lot better. 2 coats on there. Everything else looks just fine with 1 coat of copper paint on there. So I think I'll leave those be, except for right here. I want to touch up the mask of the helmet a little bit. It's looking just a little splotchy. There we go. Perfect. And before we reach the end of stream tonight, y'all, just want to give y'all yet another quick thank you for checking out my channel, of course. Really appreciate y'all stopping here every week to watch me here, right here at Chimera Games. And speaking of, gonna jump off for the night, Godzilla Knit, I'm gonna send you a pic of my Screamer Killer finish since I don't know when I'm going to post it. You guys take it easy. Nikki, have a great night, my guy. Thank you so much for joining in, and thank y'all so much, everyone who's here for joining in. I really appreciate y'all's support. Don't forget to hit that like button if you like what you saw here tonight. And don't forget to subscribe, too, if you're watching and you are not already subscribed. As you can see, we are very, very, very close to reaching our very first subscriber goal, which is 100 subscribers. We are 3 subscribers away, so thank y'all so much for your continuing support of the channel in that regard. And then if you want to follow me on my social media, all my social links can be found in the description below. Back to painting for like the next 30 minutes or so. Interesting. Okay. Paint's starting to dry up a little bit. I'm gonna try my little fast to use up what I've poured here so I don't waste any paint incidentally. Made a little whoopsie on the sleeve right there. Gonna clean that up before we go any further. Alright, cool. Crisis averted. Moving on. There we go. Oh, sorry, I thought you were saying goodnight to Nikki. No. We still got a good 30 minutes here. We'll be ending stream shortly, but not quite yet, not quite yet. I just wanted to do one more promo read before we end off for the night. Although I guess I am going to do one more at the end too, so maybe I didn't have to do that one right then and there, but gotta remind the people to like, comment, and subscribe. Or maybe not comment, but because it's a live stream, but you know what I mean. Yeah, here we go. Uh-oh. Okay. Okie dokie, smoky choky. There we go. And I get. Okay. Yeah, a little bit more paint. That should do. Do 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 do. Let's see here. Let's see. Alright, let me rinse this out because brush is starting to get a little frayed here. Let's do the mask next. You know, it's interesting, you know, for as like flowy and like, you know, transparent and everything as these paints are, they are actually remarkably easy to control. Like, I've never felt like I've had like any control issues with these paints, actually. Believe it or not. Of course, as I say that, I make a slight mistake. All good, all good, all good. Clean those up really quickly here. And of course, for those moments where they do act a little imprecisely, a nice, well moistened brush will serve you well in fixing the mistake you made, which is good, which is very good. All right, we'll wait for that to dry and we'll touch it up a little bit after the fact. Just if I can't correct the mistake I just made on the helmet right there. Just gotta sort of rub it out of there. Sort of buff it out. Nice, we did it. Alright, cool. All right. Let's see. I haven't really done any of the under cloaks yet. Trying to test how that'll look. Oh, that'll go on just fine. That'll go on just fine. Nice. Okay. There we go. Need to go back to this one real quick. Forgot to do a little bit of detail on the backpack right here. All right. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, let's try to go for the cape now. On the inside. Luckily, most of it's obscured, so we don't necessarily have to go for broke here. We need just enough so that it looks good. From a distance, of course. Alright, let's see if we can get it further in there. It's times like these where I'm like, huh, do I want to paint sub-assemblies? But then I remember, nah, that would make my life miserable if I did that. Low key, high key.
So I'm like, I'd rather not paint in sub-assemblies. I will do what I can and what I must. I don't get sub-assemblies. Yeah, me neither, because it just seems like a lot of tedious work for like not that much return on like the effort you're investing into doing that, you know? I never understood the hype behind sub-assembly either, dude. I don't think I ever will. I don't think you can ever really get me to understand the rationale behind all that. Okay, I can live with that. Moving on. Okay. All right. Okay. Huh. Why does it look like I didn't cover it before when I definitely did? No worries. Got it now, so. Huh? All right. I'm gonna start with getting the cape here first. Oh, we have access to the backside on this one too. Okay, from this angle too. So let me just.
to fix that when we get to the highlights step. I didn't catch that mistake in time. It's okay. Not all is lost. If you are to collect any other army other than sisters, what would it be? Let's see. If it's one that like I don't already own some of. Let me think. Low key, I've actually been kind of eyeing Tau. I think Tau would be the one. Yeah. What about you if it wasn't like Tyranids or Death Guard? Probably Custodes. Ooh, nice. Very nice. The Golden Boys. I hear they're having a pretty good time in 10th edition right now, gameplay-wise. Heard they've been doing well at a few tournaments and stuff. Or Gene... of course, Gene Stealer Colts makes sense, I feel like the Gene Stealer Colts would be a very on-brand pick for you. Let's see. Hey, Gray, welcome in. Thanks for joining us tonight. How are you? It's monochrome. You talking about Custodes, or you talking about Gene Stealer Coats? Colt Coats? Gene Stealer Colts. Oh, no, I know what you're talking about, because, oh, never mind, I just got that. I'm so silly. The way my brain is incapable of processing jokes when I paint. Yep, because Gray, yep, Nah, I literally just, the synapses fired as soon as those words left my mouth. I'm like, oh, nope, go back. Stream has been really fun tonight. How was your day? Your Custodes are monochrome and red though. Ooh, lovely. I love alternate Custodes color schemes. Personally, my least favorite thing about like Custodes is their default color scheme of gold. I don't like it. I think it looks kind of tacky. I know that's like saying something for Warhammer, but like, hear me out. It just wouldn't be like very fun to paint. But when I bought like a box of Custodians just for Kill Team, like ages ago when I first got into it, I decided to do like a bluish silver instead, and I was really happy. I didn't buy into Custodians until I had thought of that color scheme either. So I was like, if I'm gonna get Custodians ever, I need to figure out something that's not the gold. It's sort of like the same thing with the Tyranid, except like it's not like I dislike any of the Tyranid high fleet color schemes. I actually quite like them all, but like, you know, it's the color scheme that often manage to think of that often motivates me to buy into a particular army that I don't already own. It's like if I think of something that would be like really cool to paint, I'm like, ooh, and then, oh, time to buy the army. That's how we ended up with Tyranids in our possession, you know? Pretty chill. That's good. Are you still on vacation, or have you traveled back at this point? Speaking of that a little bit, did I paint the backside? Or I knew I missed the backside as soon as I, yep, Get that up real quick. So why is this a speed paint? Because we're using speed paints, and because this process is actually going a lot faster than it normally would. Trust me, it can be even slower than this. Just because it's a speed paint doesn't mean we were going to necessarily get it done in like an hour. Hell no. But getting this far in just like 3 hours is huge. It's pretty huge. I do everything with shades of black, white, and gray, and silver, and the eyes and blades with red with lots of blood. Nice. That's actually really sick. Gotta travel back tomorrow and then Sunday and Monday. Damn. Got multiple days of travel ahead of you. Well, good luck with all that. Travel safe. I see puns, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. And like, you know, it's also kind of like a, not an inside thing, but it's kind of like a mini painting thing in general. Like, I don't know. You see a lot of, one of my like hobbying hot takes, if I may really quickly, very briefly, is that, I think a lot of like quote unquote speed painting videos are low key just the toughest bit misleading in terms of how like fast you're supposed to be able to achieve like the speed paint depicted in the video. Like, because you have to understand that with like, you know, a higher ability level in general with painting comes the ability to obviously paint faster as you become more competent in like placing paint from the brush onto the model. And you know, at the end of the day, as long as you're just like moving faster, it's still, you know, technically than we would normally through like other means. As long as you're still moving faster than you would via other means, then it's still technically a speed paint. You know, some YouTube videos out there would have you believe like you should be able to paint like every model you own in an hour with like speed paint techniques. Like, you could if you want to, but like at the end of the day though, like you shouldn't feel like you're doing it wrong or whatever if you're like, you know, if you're taking longer than that. And also like an hour, like thinking about it, an hour is still like low-key kind of unrealistic to achieve even satisfactory results. And I don't think that like you know, it's anyone's intent to like, you know, be deliberately misleading or anything in that regard. Of course not. I just think that like a lot of the language used to like, you know, in discussion about like these paints or about like contrast method painting in general tends to like give a particular impression about like what the process or like how the process should go for you. But there's really, at the end of the day, there's no such thing as should. It's all could, you know? I can't paint anything. Yeah, exactly. Who can paint anything in an hour? Exactly. Like, that's just so silly, you know? Oh, and Gray, in case you missed it, I announced earlier that the game we will be playing once we hit 100 subscribers, which we are 3 subscribers away from, will in fact be Pajama Sam, No Need to Hide When It's Dark Outside. So you'll finally be able to bear witness to the greatness that is the Pajama Sam franchise. So prepare yourself for awesomeness. Exciting stuff, yeah, you know it. Got no clue what that means, so I'll let myself be surprised. Alright, cool. Good. That is the way I would recommend letting yourself be. Okay. All right. I think that's gonna be brushes down for the night right there. Wait, hold on. Let me just do this one last little part right here. Debating whether or not I want to leave the inside of the shields just like black, or if I want to actually no, I will do them black, but I'll use a speed paint. I'll use a black speed paint on the inside of them just to make them look a little less slap choppy, because I do have some nice detail and some nice like lighting detail going on inside the shields. I definitely want to take advantage of that and not just leave it like plain like that, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the second layer to this shield actually too, because I just realized the paint here is dry enough for it now. So might as well do that too. Excellent. Touch up this grenade a little bit here. Get this belt buckle a little bit. All right, that's gonna be brushes down for the night right there. All right, made some pretty decent progress tonight, I'd say. Most of our main colors are all applied to the models. We just got to hit up some copper on this model right here, and that'll be that. And then we'll have just a few more base coats to apply. We'll go on to some highlights, and then these models might be done the next time we paint them. Not entirely sure, but guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. It is very likely we'll be playing Pajama Sam in the meantime anyway, so. But yeah, the next time we work on these models, I think they'll be done. I think we'll be able to move quickly enough. If anything, we probably just won't get to like the base at the very end, but we'll see about that though. Anyway, that was really fun, you guys. I hope y'all had fun joining in on stream yet again tonight here at Chimera Games. Thank you all so much for watching. Want to again point out one more time that we are very, very close to finally finishing our very first subscriber goal, which is 100 subscribers. Literally just 3 subscribers away. So if you're looking for someone, if you know someone who is looking for someone to subscribe to, they have just the itching to just subscribe to your YouTube channel, be like, hey, I know this one guy, his name's Chimera, aka Christian, on youtube.com/iChimeraGames. He has a pretty cool channel. Please subscribe to him. That would be great, y'all. And of course, leave a like before you go too if you like what you saw here tonight. Don't forget to smash that notification bell too. That way you know exactly when we go live, which is again every Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here at youtube.com/ChimeraGames. You want to follow me on my social media? All my social links can be found in the description below. My Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And like Gray just said in the chat, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Gonna say it one more time.
Subscribe.
Anyway, have a good night, y'all. Take care. Thanks for joining in. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.
You